Welcome to the AI Efficient Tradie, Episode 12. This is the podcast for tradies who want less admin, more profit, and more time doing what they're actually good at. Now before you tune out and think that's not for me, mate, stick with me, because I'm not talking about robots or anything scary. I'm talking about stuff you can use right now, on your phone, to save yourself hours every single week. The AI Efficient Tradie is all about giving you practical, noble ways to use AI in your trade business. Less time on paperwork, more money in your pocket, more time actually on the tools, or better yet, at home with the family. In the past few episodes, we've covered quoting, scheduling, marketing, admin, team building, cash flow, pricing, burnout, workflows, and the future of the industry. That's a serious body of work, and if you've been listening along, you've got more knowledge about running an AI-powered trade business than 95% of your competitors. But here's the thing about knowledge. It only has value if you use it. And I know from talking to thousands of tradies that the gap between knowing and doing is enormous. People listen to podcasts, get motivated, go back to work, get busy, and nothing changes. Today, I want to bridge that gap for you. We are building a 90-day plan. Specific, sequenced, achievable, something you can start on Monday. Before we get into the plan, I want to address the implementation problem directly. Because if you understand why you haven't done this stuff yet, you're more likely to do it. The number one reason trade businesses that don't implement new business systems is not lack of knowledge, and it's not lack motivation. It's lack of prioritization. The business is always urgent. The tools, the jobs, the customers, the admin, it all demands your attention right now. The systems work, the stuff that makes things better in the future, always gets bumped by the immediate crisis. The second reason is overwhelmed. When you hear all this stuff about AI and workflows and systems, it can feel like a mountain. Where do you even start? So, you don't start anywhere. The 90-day plan solves both problems. It breaks the mountain into manageable weekly chunks, and it tells you exactly what to prioritize each week, so you don't have to make that decision, you just must do the work. There's one rule for the 90 days. Progress over perfection. You don't need to implement everything perfectly. You need to implement consistently. Done is better than perfect. A rough AI quote template that you use is infinitely more valuable than a perfect one you never finish. Week 1 is about getting started and getting a quick win. Nothing complex. Nothing overwhelming. Day 1 to 3, set up your AI tools. Create a free account on Claude and ChatGPT. Download both apps on your phone. Spend 30 minutes experimenting. Ask them questions about your trade. Ask them to draft an email. Ask them to explain something. Just get comfortable. Day 4 to 7. Use AI on a real quote. Take your next site visit, record your voice note, get it transcribed, paste it into Claude, and ask for a quote outline. Even if you don't send the AI-generated version, compare it to what you would have written. Note the time saving. By the end of week 1, you've used AI in your actual business. That's the most important step. Week 2 is about building your quoting template, the reusable AI prompt for your most common job types. When you've done this, quoting your most common work takes 15 minutes instead of 90. Identify your 3 most common job types. For each one, build a saved AI prompt that includes your standard scope, your typical materials, your labor rates, and your preferred quote format. Test it on a real job. Refine it until it's 90% of the way there with minimal tweaking. Also, this week, set up your payment reminder sequence. 3 templates: pre-due, on due, overdue. Save them somewhere accessible. Start using them on every invoice from this week forward. Week 3 is about professionalizing how your business communicates without adding to your workload. Set up an inquiry auto-response. Whether it's through your website, your email, or Facebook, every new inquiry should get an immediate professional acknowledgement. Set up your after-hours boundary. Auto-response on outside business hours. and enforce it. This week, do not respond to non-emergency messages after 6 p.m. Notice how it feels. Set up your post-job review request. After every completed job, send a follow-up message asking for a Google review. AI can write the template. Save it. Use it every time. Week 4 is the uncomfortable one. It's where you look at your numbers. Do your real hourly rate audit with AI. Be honest with the inputs. Know your actual margin. Analyze your last 20 jobs for profitability by type. Identify your best and worst performing job categories. And write down the number you should be charging, the minimum viable rate based on your actual costs. Even if you don't change your rates yet, knowing the number changes how you quote. By week 5, you've got the basics working. Now we start building the systems that let other people do things to your standard. This week, document your 5 most critical business processes as SOPs. How a job is closed out. How a customer complaint is handled. How materials are ordered. How timesheets are completed. How a new job is set up in your system. 1 SOP per day. With AI doing the writing, this is very achievable. Week 6. Go deep on your scheduling. Map your current process. Identify where jobs are being sequenced inefficiently. Set up automated customer reminders if you haven't already. If you're on job management software, spend time this week properly configuring the scheduling features. If you're not on software yet, trial a field management software program. 30 days free. By the end of the trial, you'll have a clear picture of whether it's worth investing in. Week 7. Build your onboarding pack. Even if you don't have staff yet, having this ready means you can hire confidently when the time comes. Create your welcome letter. Your company values and standards. Your safety and PPE requirements. Your communication expectations. Your quality standards. AI writes all of it. You supply the specifics. If you have an apprentice or junior, spend 1 hour with them this week introducing AI tools as a learning resource. Show them how to use Claude to research technical questions. It's a genuine gift to their development. Week 8 is where you connect the pieces into an actual workflow. Map your inquiry to invoice process using the framework from episode 10. Identify the 2 or 3 biggest manual bottlenecks. Fix one of them this week using an automation or AI tool. By the end of week 8, your business should be noticeably different from where it started. Not perfect, but systemized enough that you could hand a new person a document and they'd know how your business works. The first 2 months were about getting your house in order. Month 3 is about growth, using AI to actively bring in better work and better revenue. Week 9, start with a half-day time audit. 3 days of logging every task switch, then paste it into AI for a breakdown. You need a fresh read on where your time is going before you can delegate effectively in week 11. Then, update your Google business profile with AI-optimized copy. Create a week's worth of social media content in one sitting. Respond to all outstanding Google reviews. Use AI to write professional responses to each one. Also, this week, identify your 3 best customers and ask AI to help you draft a maintenance contract proposal for each of them. Even one converted maintenance customer changes your cash flow predictability. Week 10. If your rate audit in week 4 showed you should be charging more, this is the week you model the increase and draft the communication. Run the 3-scenario model with AI. What happens at 90, 80, and 70% customer retention? Review the numbers. If they stack up, and they usually do, draft your rate increase letter with AI assistance. Set a go-live date within the next 30 days. Week 11. Look at your time log from the audit you did in week 9. Pick the single highest value thing you're doing that someone else could do, and start planning to delegate it. Maybe it's following up on quotes. Maybe it's scheduling. Maybe it's ordering materials. Use AI to document that process so someone else can do it. Then either delegate it to an existing team member or, if you're solo, use automation to handle it. Week 12, the final week. Don't skip this one. Look back at where you were 90 days ago. How many hours a week are you spending on admin compared to before? What's your average time from site visit to quote sent? How many Google reviews do you have compared to 12 weeks ago? What does your data situation look like? Write down 3 specific improvements you can measure. Then use AI to help you build your next 90-day plan, because this isn't a one-time project. It's a continuous improvement practice. The business that wins long-term isn't the one that implements everything perfectly once. It's the one that keeps getting a little better every quarter. Let me paint a picture of what your business looks like if you do this work. Quoting takes you 30 minutes instead of 2 hours. You send more quotes, faster, and they look more professional. Your win rate is higher because you're responding quickly and presenting well. Your cash flow is more predictable. You've got at least 1 or 2 maintenance contracts providing recurring monthly income. Your invoices go out within 24 hours of job completion. Your payment terms are being met because your reminder system is running automatically. Your team knows what's expected of them. New people can be onboarded from a document, not just from following you around. Your most important processes are written down. Your business isn't entirely dependent on what's in your head. You're getting a steady flow of Google reviews because you ask for them systematically. Your online presence looks professional. Customers who are referred to you are finding what they expected when they Google you. You're working roughly the same number of hours, but more of those hours are billable, and few of them are wasted on inefficiency, rework, and reactive firefighting. Your net hourly rate has improved. You're making more money for the same effort. And you've got 2 hours a week blocked off to keep improving the business. 2 hours that compound over time into a fundamentally better operation. That's day 91. That's what the work produces. And it's completely achievable, not with a big budget, not with a tech team, not with months of learning. Just consistent, intentional effort with AI as your thinking partner. We've come a long way since episode 1. We have covered quoting, scheduling, marketing, paperwork, training, cash flow, hiring, burnout, AI workflows, pricing, and now a 90-day plan to put it all together. I started this podcast because I believe the trades industry is full of incredibly skilled, hardworking people who deserve better tools, better information, and better businesses. The gap between a tradie who's just surviving and one who's genuinely thriving often comes down to the systems and knowledge they have access to. That's what this show is about. If you've taken anything from these past 12 episodes, even one thing that you've done differently in your business, then it was worth it. And if you've implemented half of what we've covered, you're running a meaningfully better business than you were when you started listening. Next episode, we are going to go deeper on specific trades, bring in real case studies from trade business owners who've done this stuff, and cover new tools as they emerge. The landscape is moving fast and we'll stay on top of it together. Subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. Share the podcast with a tradie who needs it. Leave us a review if it's helped you. It means the world and it helps other tradies find the show. Until next time, like and subscribe to the RE Efficient Tradie. Less admin, more profit, more time. Catch you in the next one.